Thanks for making KREM 2 your source for news tonight at 5. I'm Cody Proctor. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. We start off with breaking news at this very hour. Right now, former President Donald Trump is leaving the Fulton County Jail in Georgia. We know Trump just went through the full booking process, which includes getting fingerprinted and his mugshot taken. Trump faces 13 felony charges of conspiring to undermine the results of the 2020 election. Now, this marks the former president's fourth indictment in less than a year. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is calling for the trial to take place in late October for all 19 defendants. Last night, Trump denied any wrongdoing during an interview with Tucker Carlson.
They're saying you don't have any right to challenge it. If you challenge an election, we're going to indict you and put you in jail.
Again, the Fulton County District Attorney is calling for the trial to take place in late October. We're going to continue to track the latest out of Georgia and continue to bring you the latest updates throughout the evening. In our other top story tonight, we are continuing to track two deadly wildfires burning here in Spokane County tonight. The Gray and Oregon Road fires have burned a combined 20,000 acres and destroyed hundreds of structures. So let's get started with the Gray fire that tore through parts of Medical Lake this past weekend. Right now, there are level 1, get ready, and level 2, get set evacuation notices in place. The fire is currently burned at just over 10,000 acres and is now 58% contained. That fire, you may remember, killed one person, and the cause remains under investigation tonight. Meanwhile, as we take a look north at the Oregon Road fire, that's burning in parts of Spokane and Pend Oreille counties. That fire continues to prompt level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations for both counties at this hour. Right now, the fires burned a little more than 11,000 acres and is now 11% contained. That fire also killed one person and so far has destroyed over 80 structures at last check. An American Red Cross shelter is available at Riverside High School, and large animals can be taken to the Newport Rodeo grounds. Now, the Oregon Road fire, again, as we mentioned, is now 11% contained, and crews have been actively attacking this fire all hours. And now all that work is helping open up roads. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy explains how that's good news for the Postal Service tonight as they try to keep mail delivery going throughout this disaster. Shannon.
Well, post office clerks in Elk and here in Chattaroy are working even harder to help those displaced residents get their mail, which is necessary, sometimes even life-saving. It's neither rain nor sleet here at Elk's post office, but another force of nature taking a toll on the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
We are working hard to get mail delivery restored.
The Oregon Road fire has meant hundreds of homes can't get mail. But Kim Frum with the U.S. Postal Service says things are improving. Just a couple days ago, around 1,300 customers between Elk and Chattaroy couldn't get mail delivery.
We are down to 492 total between Elk and Chattaroy.
Beyond bills and letters, those delayed deliveries are often necessities.
I actually heard of an elderly couple that her husband has cancer and he needed his medication and he was unable to get it.
Frum says most of the issues involve routes that are still blocked or barricaded due to continuing level 3 evacuations, keeping carriers out of some neighborhoods.
We can only do that when it is safe to do so. The majority of the affected mail delivery is simply because roads are not passable.
Right now, if your mail isn't deliverable, the post office is holding it in Elk and Chattaroy. You can pick it up at the post office, or you can also ask them to forward it to another address, either by stopping by the post office or going to USPS.com.
We are holding their mail. The mail is secure. It is safe.
And until carriers can get back on the roads, some helpers are lending a hand. Serena Gleason Foster has been picking up deliveries for some people who otherwise would have to wait.
And trying to do our best to be able to get out there.
And of course, mail delivery has also been severely impacted in the Medical Lake area with the Gray fire. USPS tells me that more than 240 customers there still can't get their mail, and about 200 customers had homes or businesses burned. So if that is your situation, again, they are holding your mail at the Medical Lake post office there. You can also go in or go online to have them hold that mail or forward it to a different address. In Chattaroy, Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you so much for all your hard work this week. In the meantime, also all week long, we have been sharing stories from the people who've lost so much in these fires. KREM 2's Nathan Hyun spoke to one woman who says she lost her home in the Oregon Road fire, but also has two very special reasons to feel grateful tonight in spite of the tragedy.
When Roshana Anderson woke up last Friday, she never thought her life would be turned upside down. I'm standing where the front door used to be, and now the house is reduced to nothing but its foundation.
So right here would have been the guest room.
It was just supposed to be a normal day.
And then my kiddos' room, and then our bedroom would have been in the back.
But last Friday, when Roshana Anderson saw smoke in the air, she evacuated with just the clothes on her back.
We had about 30 minutes from the time we got the notice to get out.
Ultimately, her home was destroyed by the fire.
We worked so hard for all this, and we wanted this place to be a refuge for other people if they went through hardship.
But even amidst the devastation,
It's really a miracle that they made it.
a silver lining.
And their paws being burned, they had to be running through the ash.
When Roshana evacuated, she couldn't find her cats and had to leave them behind.
Our shipping container is completely shot. It blew up.
But when she returned,
I hear a meow, and my heart was just full that a cat survived.
not just one, but both of her cats survived the fire.
Both of them have their paws burned and their whiskers and their hairs singed, but they're both alive by some miracle.
Local nonprofit Spokane Animals says pets need to be checked out after the destructive wildfires.
Animals definitely need to be seen. I would say if you've gone to your vet prior, if you have a vet relationship, call them, ask them for help.
Roshana and her family are now picking up the pieces.
We're alive. We made it. We have an incredible village that's supporting us.
It will be a long journey,
They'll be okay.
but Roshana will rebuild with her cats right by her side. This is Hershey, one of the cats Roshana found once she returned home. And even though Hershey still needs to go to the vet, Roshana says she'll forever be grateful. In Elk, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
Nathan, thank you so much. In the meantime, let's take a break from the headlines and get a quick look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo tonight. And Jeremy, we're heading into a rather big warm-up this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's the heat. It's back on, especially as we get into Saturday and Sunday. But getting there has got a little bit of everything. It was chilly this morning, this afternoon, quite pleasant, but a couple of things of note. One, the calm wind. Two, relative humidity up near 30%, still staying pretty high in terms of that atmospheric moisture, and that is a wonderful thing. Air quality sits at good, but we're hovering right on the edge of moderate, and we will likely dip there at some point between today and tomorrow. I put moderate for the forecast because that is about as bad as it gets. Good news is it's not expected to get any worse. The better news is some places actually get a little bit of needed moisture. It's all needed at this point in time, but here we go. Watch what happens as we put it in motion. We'll see a little cloud cover build throughout the day, eventually some scattered showers in central Washington. And then by tomorrow afternoon, I kind of think this is how it plays out. Southern panhandle of Idaho winds up getting some scattered high elevation rain and thunder, maybe even a couple of local heavy downpours and gusty wind. But for the most part, we stay pretty dry here in eastern Washington. It's just the nature of the way this storm moves in. We'll talk that nature and why I think this is the case, but here's what you need to know. Increasing cloud cover here in Spokane. Around us, I do think it's likely you wind up seeing a stray shower sometime tomorrow afternoon, but then it's temps on the rise as summer returns this weekend.